Mutilation versus modification seems to be more a matter of perspective than anything. There are people that do things to their body that I would view as mutilation, but maybe they don't feel that way, and I don't feel that I'm really the person to judge that.
I think that mutilation is when something is done to someone which will be debilitating later in life. I think that tattooing her forehead was mutilation because it's not really something she thought through. It's not something that she really wanted. Is facial tattooing mutilation? No. It was a specific scenario. There's people like the lizard man who has full facial tattoos who loves to go outside. That's a part of him, and I think it was a really good decision.
If it's not safe, sane, and consensual, it's probably mutilation.
What I see as body mutilation as compared to body modification is the mere fact that you haven't thought about what you're doing to yourself. And that could be very damaging.
I think body modification and body mutilation, I think mutilation is getting hit by a car.
The difference between body modification and body mutilation is one of perspective.
My feeling is generally that if you're not harming anybody else with your actions, that you should probably just be left alone. It all just ties in to being part of the big human experiment.
I'm not a psychiatrist, and the difference between mutilation and modification is probably a fine line, and sometimes in the eye of the beholder. So I would say probably it falls more into what society terms as acceptable and what society terms as not. If you look at various other societies, some of the primitive societies and et cetera and other cultures, what they consider beautiful, we may consider mutilation.
I would say the difference between body modification and body mutilation is that body modification can enhance. Body mutilation destroys.
What mutilation is for me might not be for the next person. Like I say, that person that, split their tongue in half in order to have snake tongue. The snake, imitate the snake tongue anyway, to me it was extreme. But would I criticize him or without judge him? I don't think it's my job to do that.
I don't think there's any line to draw that. Who's the judge?
Body modification is when people change their bodies to look beautiful in their own minds and to their own selves, and body mutilation would be when you destroy your body or destroy someone else's body to maybe not make it look nice, but to mutilate it.
I don't see body modification being mutilation, but again, that's all upon the person you talk to.
If you want to remove limbs, if you want castration, anything like that, that's your body and that's great. If you want to do it, I think that's cool. I've met lots of people that have modifications that I'd never considered getting, that I thought was awesome on them. There is no line. It's whatever you want to do. It's your body. You're free to do what you want to do with it.
A lot of people consider body modification mutilation. I feel that if you are modifying your body to a way that you find more aesthetically pleasing, that is not mutilation. I believe that if you were modifying your body in such a way that it will detract from your ability to function, that is mutilation. It's not self-mutilation if someone else helps you do it. My name is Steve Hayworth. I'm an artist. My art form is 3D modification. It's extreme individualism. Some people want to express their soul to the world around them. One of the ways they can do that is body modification. Electrocautery branding is something that I had invented in 1994. What happens when you use an electrocautery scalpel is it vaporizes the tissue that you pass it in front of, leaving the cellular structure next to it almost completely undamaged.
When you get to getting branded, the second that area is done, it stops hurting. And the aftercare is so minimal, it's just so easy. And the effect of it, I really love. I'm really vain. I love to look in the mirror and see myself looking this way. I run a freak show and work as a receptionist at a piercing shop. I hold the world record for laying on bed nails because I lay on one with only 4 nails, and I can put a BB in one of my eyes and pop it out the other ones and jump rope and broken glass and that's it. I get everyone's opinion because I'm easily approached. So people will come and talk to me and let me know exactly what they think of me at any given point of the day. But if my husband's there, he's the unapproachable one.
I modify myself purely out of vanity. And I'll be damned if I'm going to abide by the laws and rules of a culture that doesn't exist anyway. Nothing exists. There is no culture, there is no you, there is no me. I'm kind of gray area on me. I think the closest definition to my beliefs on things would be that I would be a narcissistic nihilist. I have no idea what nihilism really is. All I've got is the hearsay of like 2 or 3 different people, so I don't really know what it means. I hear Flea said that it was nothing exists, so that's what I'm basing it on. Second-hand information of somebody that listened to Flea say that nothing exists.
There's a lot of radical genital modification that I get requests for. Any kind of genital piercing that does not travel through the corpus cavernosum, I would consider a common normal piercing. Some people will split their penises.
When you put a hot dog in the microwave, how only one side of it splits, that's what I got. I'm Joe Elward. I did a 3/4 sub-incision, which is splitting of the lower urethra canal. And then I did implants instead of frenums. 4 beads down each side, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 barbells on top. Yeah, it all works really well. I used to have the metal mohawk, and that's probably what I'm most infamous for. I have a triangular implant in my right forearm. My nipples are pierced. I have large eyelets in my earlobes. Steve cauterized my conch.
Several people that I look up to in this industry, the pioneers, if you will, the forefathers. There's people like Fakir Musafar and Jim Ward. Those men are definitely a major reason of why I am here today. And they are definitely a major reason why body modification as a whole has grown to what it is. I'm hopelessly stuck inside the box. With me, it's cylinders and squares and spheres. Todd, him with his magnetic implant in his fingertip, he has single-handedly defined a new sense in mankind that has never existed. He now has magnetic vision. He can walk through a room and processing on a subconscious level, he can actually acknowledge the magnetic fields in the room. It's actually a new human sense. I hate self-promotion of any kind, but I guess I'm the one who invented 3D modification, invented the surface-to-surface barbell, surface piercing. Transdermals were my invention. Subcutaneous pocket is created, then a dermal punch is used to core out a cylinder of skin. Then that cylinder is removed, and then transdermal is placed in underneath, located, and then the head's screwed on. And it has a foot, if you will, that resides in the subcutaneous layer, and then a section that comes up through the epidermal, and then ends right at the surface of the skin. Whether it's subcutaneous horns or ridges, or transdermal horns, or transdermals down the center of the forehead. Forehead work is my favorite. My favorite stuff.
Got 3rd generation horns, which means they've went in 3 different times to make my horns bigger. Waiting for the 4th generation of horns. My grandma actually carries a picture of me with her everywhere she goes and shows the bartenders, whoever she's with at the time, this is my grandson, he has horns. I wanted something more extreme. And I kind of felt odd because every 15-year-old come in here and get pierced and look exactly the way I do. And I've devoted my life to body modification, so I wanted something to set me apart from everyone else. So the horns were just something that could do that for me. I'm a regular person, down to earth. I have a family, no different than anyone else. I've got 2-gauge hand implant, which is surgical steel, which was done by Steve.
Implants that resemble body jewelry, like the one in my arm, are not actual body jewelry. They're an actual one-piece design. If you were to implant body jewelry under the skin, the gap between the ball and the rod would collect plasma and blood. The plasma and blood would die, and then it would become a bacteria trap and release bacteria into the system. So we have to create our implants as one solid piece. Subcutaneous elevators that I use, I invented and manufactured, as there is nothing in the medical industry to do this kind of work. So a small opening was made, a series of subcutaneous elevators was created to make the pocket for the implant to be placed into. The implant was placed into the pocket, and then the opening was closed. Since it's completely underneath the skin, it's in the subcutaneous layer, it's not like a body piercing, and the body just encapsulates it with scar tissue. So generally within 2 to 3 weeks, it's completely healed. Some people have called me, like Dr. Frankenstein. That's fine, I don't care. Why would that be anything other than a compliment? Do people do body modification to get attention? Well, of course.
It's a great day for a birthday.
My name's Ashley, and I love to fly.
It's a great day to get you high. 'Cause if you really want to, we could go there if you wanted to. Yeah, if you wanted to. 'Cause if that's enough for you, well then that's enough for me. 'Cause if that's enough for you, well then that's enough for me. You never give up, you can't have something for nothing. And you wanna get up past the reasons for you leaving, but you're only human and you're only illusion. It's a simple fact that you can't forget, you won't forget. I want you come again.
You're either born to suspend or you're not. And I've suspended once, and I don't believe I'm one of those people who were born to suspend.
I am Steve's assistant. I help him in many of the procedures that he does, and I was 17. I discovered suspensions. I saw a picture of a suspension and I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and I had to do it.
A proper sized hook placed properly can hold up to 300 pounds.
I had to sit there and wait so many months until I was finally 18. And then I turned 18 and I came out here, and on my 18th birthday I did my very first suspension and I loved it.
Oh, I feel so good.
I got into body modification when I was about 14 or 15. I got my first tattoo. I got a little heart on my butt because I wanted to be like the Care Bears. I'm into cutting, and I do cutting mostly on myself though. I mean, I don't have other people cut me. I have like cuts on my arms. I have a cut for every month that Steve and I have been together to symbolize that. This in the center right here is a transdermal implant. It screws on and off. The upside down star on my chest is a symbol of protection. I'm not a Satanist, I'm not a devil worshiper, or anything like that. It's just a symbol of protection.
I've done forehead work that just so completely changed a person and their appearance just so completely that the beauty of the piece. And I'm not saying as my artwork, I'm saying as the combination of what I did and what that person was to start with. Dennis Abner, the Catman, he no longer looks human. I mean, not by any level whatsoever. He is by far the most extreme transformation out of any human I've ever met.
My given name is Stalking Cat. I'm Native American, and I follow the teachings that I learned when I was young. The modifications that I'm doing are part of a very old Huron tradition, and it's getting me closer to where I want to be and getting me closer to my totem, and ultimately it makes dealing with the day-to-day life a lot easier. I'm a lot more comfortable with who I am. I'm after the best cross between a tiger and a human as I can come up with. I've had implants put in my nose and the bridge of my eyes. My ears are pointed. I've got tiger teeth. I've got piercings for whiskers. Transdermal implants up here for the eyebrow whiskers. My septum's been relocated. My lip's been cleft. I've done quite a bit. Some of the procedures that Steve and I have done have been stuff that I've come up with the concepts on how to do it, and between him and I, we've come up with the procedures. And some of the things, there just aren't either materials or technology there to do right now, so I'm constantly pushing the envelope on that. Now I'm working on locating somebody who can do tattooing. It's been done before, so that rather than cat eyes, they'll be tiger eyes and they'll be permanent. The next upcoming thing is going to be doing some transdermal implants that I can mount like tiger ears up on top of my head. I'm still looking for somebody capable of doing fur, but due to genetic differences, I'm not certain if that's going to happen, even though it's still well within the realm of possibilities. Have a few people working on engineering a possible way of doing retractable claws. There are quite a few other things in the works. It's just a matter of what can be done at a particular time and where technology and materials and my personal finances are at. My teeth were done by a local dentist. There was a impression made, and then all my teeth were yanked out, and these were done.
Alex Sandoval, I'm what's called a dental ceramist. I own this laboratory in town since 1976. When a patient comes to you for something, especially a large case like a full mouth rehabilitation, of course, that's important. And it's beautiful when they give me a chance to recreate that smile, and it's beautiful to see, that they're smiling and they can't wait, they can't stop smiling. And it's nice to know that you have something to do with it. And I guess that's the biggest reward you could possibly get. Dental implants, we're doing tremendous progress with dental implants. The craziest thing was the guy that wanted a gold tooth with a diamond. I thought that was a little bit too much, but he was a motorcycle guy, big guy, rough guy, mean-looking guy, whatever he wanted, I had to give it to him. I have some friends that love tattoos, and it amazes me the things that they can do, with tattooing right there. It's just such a beautiful art.
I'm Jen Davis. I am a wife and a homemaker and a tattooist. I started getting tattooed at the age of 17. I was still in high school. I thought it would be neat. I thought it'd be kind of cool. That was probably about the extent of why I got tattooed at 17.
Okay, Shane, you ready?
I'm finished getting tattooed, just because it hurts and I don't want to do it anymore. More often than not, when I'm tattooing someone for the first time, they're already thinking about what they're going to get for their second one, when it took them forever to think of the first one. I work on people who are 40 and 50 who are still hiding it from their parents. I love my job. I'm very fortunate. I would hope I'm always going to learn something, and I actually hope that, to a degree, everything I do will be a little bit challenging. Just make sure that it's exactly what you want. Don't get it because somebody else wants you to get it. And it doesn't even always have to symbolize anything. It doesn't always have to have meaning behind it. A lot of people always ask, what does that mean? What does that mean? Sometimes people just think something's pretty.
My name's Steve Delgado. They call me Screwfish. I'm 24 years old. Work at Sin City Tattoos in Pacoima, California, San Fernando Valley. First one I ever got, I was 12 years old in the backyard of some cholo's house. Paid him 20 bucks and he gave me a little bull with my name under it. It was a skateboard company brand. It came out looking a lot like a pig with horns. But I was really proud of it. I was the only kid in junior high with a tattoo. Everybody was jocking me for a while. It was cool. Me and my friend Mike both got them at the same time. We both got one, and then we both made a machine out of what we saw what he had, pretty much tried to reproduce that, and I started scratching on his leg. Did a couple of really remedial, crappy bud leaves on his leg, and that was pretty much my first delve into tattooing. I don't want to say that there's a limit, because as soon as I do, I know I'm going to cross that limit. I wouldn't want to get a tattoo unless, you know, I was going to show everybody. I want everybody to see. That's why I sat there and took the pain for so long, you know what I mean? The most intense body modification I've ever seen would be Trigger putting beads into his penis.
My name's Trigger. I work at Sin City Tattoo, 5150 Tattoo. I do body piercing.
I love it when you guys do this.
Every once in a while, there'll be like a little bit of bleeding. It's not like all overdone. When I got my first tattoo, I got my mom's name, but she kind of bit and got emotional about it and cried about it, like, oh my God, my son loves me so much. So that was like a free-for-all then, like just to get tattooed. From there, I just got little stuff here and there. Till I was like 16 or 17, I started putting gang stuff on me, my neighborhood, and then it just progressed more and more. Got like 85% of my body tattooed with me.
I feel elephant here.
I just love this shit. I did some implants when I was in prison before, and with a just sharpened toothbrush and basically clean. You just sharpen the toothbrush, clean it off, bleach or whatever, burn it, and it definitely wasn't sterile in any kind of way. And people would just put the stainless steel balls that are inside the paint cans or whatever, get those and put those underneath the skin. I came up with this little method. Basically, I just used 2 tapers and I cut the hole, and now I'm pushing a taper through this hole. See what I did right now is put 2 right next to each other. And I could tattoo like little eyelashes on those. I just did it to basically see what the pain level was like. God damn, lock that up. I wonder if that's got a bruise. I don't really handle pain that well, to tell you the truth. People look at me and like, oh God, I bet your tattoos don't even hurt. But I don't know if it's I'm getting older or what, but I don't handle pain that well. I mean, I think anybody should be able to do whatever the hell they want to their body.